Okay, hello and welcome everyone. We're going to go ahead and get started with this morning's webinar. Today we're going to be talking about setting up our skills and interests in the membership module. This is going to be, if you're following along in the workbooks, it is in membership 201 on pages 10 and 11. It's a real quick topic this morning, so we should be able to get through it in a short amount of time here. So without further ado, let's open up membership. Now, if you are attending this webinar live and you have questions, go ahead and type those into the questions panel of your webinar toolbar, and I'll try and answer them as we go along if they are relevant for everyone. Otherwise, I'll come to the questions at the end of the presentation. If you do have specific questions about your data, go ahead and give us a call about that. All right, so skills and interests are a way to track the ways that people can be involved at the church besides groups and classes. Some churches may refer to these as spiritual gifts or time and talents. And you can actually change it in the system so that it says time and talents instead of skills and interests if you prefer that, or spiritual gifts. To do that, you would come up here to special functions at the top of the screen, click on that, and then in the button bar, come to settings. And over here on the right side of the screen in relabel fields where it says skills/interests, I'm going to put time/talents. Then we also have a short name where it would just say skills. I'm going to put T/T, time and talents. And if I click save, now you can see it changed it from groups/skills to group/TT. Now, putting the slash there maybe doesn't look great. We could put an ampersand, the and symbol instead. That might look a little better. So I'll switch that real quick just to be a little nitpicky about it. And then click save. And then if we come back here, now we have groups and TT, time and talents. And then we have setup TT, assign TT. I'm going to change it back to skills just so that it is, if you haven't changed it in yours, it'll look the same again. So we'll do skills, interests, and skills so that it matches what you're seeing. If you want to change it, you definitely can though. So now if I click on my group skills and I click on setup skills, this is where I'll be able to work with my list of skills. Now I'm not starting with an empty database, so I've already got some here. If you have brand new Church Windows data, this list will be empty. Now what we recommend doing is beginning outside of the software, pen and piece of paper or a Microsoft Word document, somewhere you can just write a list of what your skills might be. And then once you have that list, you can come up with a way of organizing the codes. Now in this data here that I have, you can see these first ones have numerical codes. We do find that numerical codes can be simpler as far as organizing those codes in a coherent order. But you could also use letters, like down here we have instrumental music and vocal music, both of which start with an M code. So that is another way that you could organize those codes using the same first letter to group things together, followed by a different letter. The codes can be up to 10 numbers or letters, and you can do a combination of numbers and letters. So you've got a lot of flexibility there that should allow you to get a really nice organized system. Okay, so if you have codes in your list here already, you can change those just by clicking in the field and typing. You can also do the same thing with the description. You can make any changes, like maybe we're not sure why we have the number 1 here, so we could take that out. You can inactivate ones that you no longer use. Um, Sorry, I'm answering a question for someone who is unable to hear. My apologies for going silent there. So if you want to remove a code from the active list, you can use the check boxes here, and that will hide it from when you're actually assigning these codes to people. But you'll still maintain that historical data from the past. The red minus button will delete it completely. And then up across the top, you just type whatever your new code and description that you want to add might be. Maybe we have some gardening projects coming up that we want to add. G for gardening. And we'll add that. And if you want to print out a list, you can click this print button down here in the bottom left. That list can also be exported into a variety of other programs if you need that. Otherwise, you can just print it right here. And that is all there is to setting up your skills and interests. You can click on any of these column headers to change the order that you're viewing them in here. We were viewing them by code, but if we wanted, we could also view them by description. And that just places them in alphabetical order based on the description instead of the code. And as I scroll up and down, you can see those different options. All right, well, that is all I have to share with you today from pages 10 and 11 of the Membership 201 workbook. Setting up our skills and interests list and how to change that from skills and interests to time and talents or spiritual gifts, some other kind of identifier for those ways that folks can be involved in the church. If anyone has any questions, go ahead and get those typed into the questions panel. Otherwise, you can go ahead and log out. That's all we have to talk about today. I've got a few folks asking about how to assign people. That is covered in a separate webinar topic. If you go to our website and search for assign skills, I'm sure you'll find a webinar that covers how to actually assign those skills to people. Otherwise, you can give us a call and we can walk you through assigning those. But that is a topic for another day. Skills is the same as time and talents. And if you have any specific questions about your data or how to do other tasks, you can give us a call and we can walk you through that. If there are any other questions about setting up this list, go ahead and type those into the questions panel. Otherwise, go ahead and sign out. If I don't get any more questions, I'll go ahead and close the room. Thanks again, everyone.